What's going on? Welcome to Asia and Cosell. So I have one video here from Modern Dating here, and she tried to come back after 4 months of a solo trip, and then this happened. So yeah, this is gonna be interesting, and we're gonna see how this will turn out.
Ooh.
Oh no, these never end good.
Oh.
My wife, Mary's family had a history of dementia, developing memory issues in their mid to late 50s. We have talked a lot last year about taking the remaining college fund and our regular savings, selling or renting the house. We were ready to downsize anyway, quit our jobs, and travel for a year or until the money runs out. 2 months ago, I get home and she left a note. My friend calls it Exhibit A. Basically, she was going on our trip without me. She had quit her job, took most of our savings, and wasn't sure when she'd be back. Maybe a year, maybe sooner. She knew I'd understand. Her location is turned off. My calls go directly to voicemail. I texted the kids a picture of the note.
That's terrible.
I closed all joint cards and accounts. I waited a month to see if she'd come back, hopefully before she spent our savings.
That was the best thing he could have done at this point, because he didn't know what she had in mind, or whether someone else was involved. Dealing with what she did was already hard enough, and it would have been much worse if she had spent all their savings on this trip. The fact that she decided to go without him and got his number blocked indicates that he wasn't welcome, and it also implies that maybe someone else is in the picture, which makes her husband the last person who should be sponsoring such a thing.
I get random texts and she sporadically posts on Instagram. Of course, she has her comments turned off. I want to block her so that's not through our kids. Her last post was from Hawaii. She put in the comments how great a husband I was for letting her take this trip. I'm barely making it, paying 2 cars, a mortgage, household bills, insurance, hoping there are no emergencies because I have no savings. And she's enjoying our trip.
Imagine being left with a broken heart and all the responsibilities while your spouse enjoys the trip you both planned as a couple, and then seeing her post on social media pretending she had your full support. That post was nothing more than a strategy to prepare the ground, meant to make it look like everything was fine, so she'd be welcomed when she comes back. But that's not how things are going to play out.
I'm no
Dang. Okay, just within this part of the video, she just rode out without him? Damn. Yeah, and there probably was somebody else involved. She's really good at hiding it. But she's going to get a big surprise when she tries to come back.
fool. She's hooking up with guys. She looks good. She'll have zero problems getting men. I texted her and asked if she was sleeping around. A week later, she responded that wasn't true. Sure. So I'm drinking alone on a Friday night, and she's somewhere, probably on a beach, enjoying her life. And then relevant comments. Somebody says, thanking you for letting her take this trip is basically her saying, when I get through living this single life, I'll be coming back to the comfort and security of a married life. When she returns, I'd say, welcome home. Here are your walking papers. And OP responded, she is 100% under the delusion that she's coming back to a marriage. She had a few conversations with our daughter, and she's convinced I'll understand and forgive her. So she is speaking to the kids. I asked her to send me an address to serve her papers. She only told me that we'll work it out when she comes home. Like the we will.
If she really expected him to ignore everything that happened, she'd have to be the most delusional person alive.
Yeah.
You don't just abandon your whole family and then think everything will magically be fine the moment you decide to come back. From the way she's been acting, it's evident she expects to slip right back into her old married life, as if nothing ever happened. But that's not how things work in the real world. It's almost as if she wants to pick and choose when to be single and when to be married. But the game she's trying to play doesn't work with a man who's grown past all that.
I'm not looking forward to her returning. It has to happen ready to sell, dividing all of our stuff, finding a new place to live. I'm hoping she'll stay away until after New Year's, but my daughter says she thinks her mom will be home for Christmas, either to stay or visit. My lawyer will have papers ready to serve her. Hopefully she'll just agree to the terms and continue her travels.
I like the way her husband handled the whole situation. He showed an incredible level of maturity. He no longer feels the need to argue or discuss anything. He simply accepted her decision and acted accordingly. She wants to live as if she were single, and he's letting her do just that. Now the only thing he wants from her is a signature, the thing that will finally let him move on.
Yeah. Man. And for any guy, that'd be a big blow. I mean, yeah, the maturity, because I'm sitting here like, if that happened to me, I probably would lose it. And then I was like, okay, slow down now. And I bet he wanted to lose it, but I guess having a daughter kind of has to, keep him grounded. But man, but we'll see.
Just as she already has.
Look at the phone bill to see where she's at and possibly going. I did look at her usage and I did notice that she doesn't post on social media until after she leaves a place.
She is, she is so calculated and it's sick.
Yeah. Yes.
Like when she posted about Hawaii, she made a call that day that originated in Los Angeles. She posted about a cruise and I figured out the dates, trying to serve her at the port possibly.
A cruise? A cruise?
Can you imagine hopping off the boat and getting served at the pier?
But it ended a couple of days before she posted.
She thought everything through. It was all carefully planned. She clearly doesn't want to be disturbed by anyone. After all, who goes to such lengths and takes that level of precaution for no reason? And then she expects her husband to act as if nothing ever happened when she is ready to come back. That's just not real. It's not how life works. Make sure you change the locks too. Why does he have to serve her if she is gone? Doesn't he only have to place an ad in the newspaper for like 30 days? She ran away from home. I need to go find this Reddit story and comment asking if he is still single. Sounds like a great guy that I could go for. Messed up that he had to deal with this. I want to see when the wife comes back to the house thinking he's still there when he sold it, and there's a new family there. That would be hilarious.
And then there's updates. Okay, so my wife texted me in the middle of December that she'd be home for Christmas. I told her that our daughter and I, would be at my brother's. She obviously wasn't welcome. I'd leave her car in the driveway, in the fob in the backyard. She wasn't allowed in the house unless I was there. She didn't have keys to get in. She spent Christmas with her sister. When I got back, I met with her. I decided not to be overly confrontational because I didn't want to give her the satisfaction of thinking I cared enough to be mad. She was taken aback about how detached I was. I could tell it bothered her that I didn't show much emotion, not even anger. I just wanted her to agree to a divorce.
But what exactly did she expect from him after everything that happened? What amazes me is that she was actually shocked by how detached he was. But what was he supposed to do when she had already made her choice? She acted as if she didn't have a husband, and now he's simply giving her the chance to live that life for real. She doesn't have to worry about what he thinks anymore, because she is a single woman. He just wants to be done with it. There's no room left for more drama.
My daughter stopped talking to her / texting her. She's pretty upset. Her worry turned to anger when she realized her mom wasn't having a mental breakdown, but just being selfish. If her mom was sticking around, they could probably work through it eventually. I just care that my daughter is happy, so whatever she decides, I'll support. Number 2, did she spend all of the money? About half. I think she realized she needed to figure it out before she completely ran out of money. I asked her why she didn't just get a divorce before she left. Then she wouldn't have to do this behind our backs, and she would have plenty of money without stealing our joint savings. She claims that she didn't want a divorce, that she wanted us to live whatever life she figured out. I told her that's not how marriages work, one person deciding for the other. In talking / texting our daughter, her family, my texts and voicemails, she realized I might not forgive her. She was right about that.
Might.
So she might have to visualize a future without me.
No, you start visualizing a future without me. Are you crazy?
Yeah, I'm like, yo, you pull that crap, That's a done deal. That's a done deal. She ain't for you no more. Send her to the streets, homie. Send her to the streets. It's a future without her. The only thing you will be tied to her is the kid you have, the daughter. But send her ass back to the streets.
So what does she even mean when she says she decided for both of them? You don't make plans, travel on your own, and then claim it was all for the benefit of both. I also think the only reason she came back was that she was running out of money, which made the situation even worse. What made it even more surprising was when she admitted she'd realized he might not forgive her, something she should have known from the start. What else could she possibly expect from her husband after abandoning him and cutting off all communication? Did she really think he'd just overlook everything and pretend nothing ever happened?
I'm actually really happy with how it all turned out. Our divorce is far from final, but we agreed on the big things. We'll sell the house, how to split the retirement and profit from the house, how to pay back the money she took, and what I spent maintaining the household. I got most of what I wanted from the settlement. She'll soon be mostly out of my life. I won't have to pay alimony, and because she's choosing to make significantly less money than I was, I won't be forced to support her.
My mouth kept dropping, but I'm glad things worked out for him. This is like very familiar to me right now. Except we don't own a house, and I still have a kid in high school. So I'm just kind of screwed. Damn, this sounds like my ex-wife. So where did she find herself? I bet it's always the last place you look. Guarantee she walked all over him during their marriage, and he didn't see it that he got everything he wanted out of it. He got the divorce he was hoping for, and he won't have to pay alimony. This is a double win. In the end, a single woman, just as she wanted, free to travel as much as she pleases. And he's free to find someone who truly values marriage and understands what it takes to make it work.
Put a finger down if you recently became pregnant and you found out you're about 2 or so along and you're super excited to hear that you're having a second baby, but now you're super nervous to tell your husband because he made it very clear after you just had this first baby of yours that it was a one and done type of thing, which you agreed upon. But now that you hear you're having a second baby, you're super excited to tell him and super excited to have this baby. So you come up with a way to get him excited, and you do a very creative way. And it's a little TikTok trend of we listen and we don't judge. And while you're filming this with your husband and you're getting ready to tell him that you're having a second baby together, he decides to break the news that he got a snip circumcision 4 months ago, meaning that he hasn't been able to have kids in 4 months, but yet somehow you're pregnant and it's only been 2 months. That's when you go from being really excited you're about to tell your husband that you're having a second baby together to being really confused about how that's even possible. And in the midst of all this chaos, you decide to just stop filming. You edit the video anyway and save it to your drafts because you think it'll be funny for later. And then you go on your vacation. But when you come back from your vacation, you look at your TikTok and you see it didn't save to your drafts. It posted on TikTok. And now millions of people, just friends, family, and in-laws have now seen that you and your husband are having a second baby, and yet your husband still does not know you are having a second baby together because you don't know how to tell him at this point.
Okay. So I'm just like wondering, if you said he got the sniff 4 months ago and you got pregnant 2 months ago, I don't know. But okay. All right. And shout out to Modern Dating here. Another good video. And if any of you enjoyed any of this content, please give me the HKO special. Help the king out. Hit the like, subscribe, and comment. And wherever you are, stay safe. And I'll see you in my next video.